Welcome back. So this is the final graphing quadratics lecture, and then of course the assignment will follow. This is focused on completing the square. So you have graphed by intercepts for like the last 2 weeks, not to mention vertex form, standard form. So bravo, you did awesome. You're finally at the end. Or after this, we're going to jump into graphing circles. And it's not as detailed as what we're going to be doing here. You will complete the square, but okay, so here we go. We're going to complete the square. Again, this is review. Remember, you're getting a quadratic in standard form, so ax squared plus bx plus c. The a value should be 1. If it is not, then you just divide to make the a value 1, right? So here, if you notice, it's 2x squared. I'm going to divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2, and then you're ready to complete the square. Okay, remember we're using b over 2 squared to complete the square, and then although once you complete the square, you do have to use solving by square roots to get it down to the roots of zeros, x-intercept solutions. Okay, so look, here's our quadratic. Y equal x squared plus 8x minus 20. Why is there a pink 0? Why is there a pink 0? Because I let y equal 0. Remember, if you're going to look for roots, zeros, x-intercept solutions, you let y equal 0. Right? That's why when you get the answers at the end, those points are plotted on the x-axis. Okay, that's why, because y is 0. Okay, so that's where the pink 0 is, right? Okay, so now what did I do? I just switched the right to the left and the left to the right because you're more accustomed to seeing the quadratic this way, so that when we complete the square, I'm going to take the c value inverse operated to the right. So it's almost, we're working on off the left side. So same here. All I did was switch. That's it. Okay, so now let me go ahead and solve this completing the square. All right, so our first step is take the 20, the constant, inverse operate it, take it to the right. And then I'm also going to start setting up for the completing the square by putting in that square, right? Remember, our box is filled by the b over 2 squared calculation, right? That's what fills this in. So far, so good. Okay, so here we go. Now we're going to take our b value. Remember, this is our b value. So b divided by 2 squared. I'm going to take it by steps. Although you can calculate it probably in your head as one step, I do not want that. I want it solved in steps so that I can show you that the 4 gets used as well. Okay, so the 16 is what fills in our b over 2 squared. Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to highlight this 4 for a second. Okay, I'm just going to put it down there and get it ready. Just so if you have to catch up, copyright. Okay, so now your next step is you're going to factor the left and you're going to sum the right. Okay, so now our summation on the right, whoops, blurry. Our summation on the right is off the c value that I inverse operated, right? Remember, it originally came as negative 20. I inverse operated to the right, so that's why negative positive. And then the 16 came from the b over 2 squared, right? Okay, so what is 20 plus 36? I'm sorry, what's 20 plus 16? That is 36. So when I say to sum, go ahead and perform this arithmetic on the right. That's it. So you're taking your c value as well as your b over 2 squared value. You're taking these two numbers, combining them. Okay, so now you want to factor the left. Remember, you can factor using magic X, but this 4, the reason why it's yellow, it just gets carried down here, but let's do the work so you can buy into it. Whoops. I have the window open, I just realized. Okay. What two numbers multiply to 16 but add up to 8, right? This is our c value, this is our b value. What two numbers? 4 and 4. 4 times 4 is the product 16. 4 and 4 as a summation is 8. Now, it is not coincidental that these two match because when you are completing the square, you're essentially finding the binomial that is a sum of two squares, which is b plus 4, right? So it's this number. It is also this number. So if you take it step by step, when you take your b value and you divide by 2, that value is your sum of two squares value. And then once you square the 16, that is what gets used to balance out the quadratic on the left and the right. Okay, so it is x plus 4 squared. Okay, so now we successfully completed the square. So now we need to solve by square roots. That's how you end it. And that's how you get your intercepts. Okay, so square root the left, square root the right. I get x plus 4 is equal to plus or minus 6. I'm going to inverse operate that 4, so I get x is equal to negative 4 plus or minus 6. 2 cases, negative 4 plus 6 is 2, negative 4, negative 6 is negative 10. Okay, now my xy table, 2, negative 10, right? They're both set equal as y points, where the y component is 0. Your 2 and negative 10 are your x components, the points, right? Okay, so now if I plot, what do I get? 2, negative 10, 1, 2. 1, negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I barely made it. I know I try and prep these beforehand, but usually I try and give a little on what I was thinking. Okay, so there's 2 and negative 10. Okay, how many units are they apart? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They're 12 units apart, or because they're on either side of this origin or y, 10 plus 2 is 12. Okay, what is half of 12? 6. So it should be 6 units in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that lands at negative 4. We're going to count to make sure I don't mess up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. Okay, so our axis of symmetry is 6 units equidistant, right? So if 2 and negative 10 are my intercepts, that means they are equidistant to the vertex, equidistant to the axis of symmetry. And so negative 4, I don't know why I put the pink marker away, is the x component of my vertex, right? So here my axis of symmetry is x equal negative 4. Okay, so now I need to find my vertex. My vertex is sitting somewhere on this dashed vertical line. There's like machinery outside. I don't know if someone's like pouring concrete or what. It's like really loud. Okay, how do I find my y component? Take the negative 4, and I'm going to substitute into my original quadratic to find my y value. Oh, it's like gardening. I don't know, whatever. Okay, so I'm going to let x equal negative 4, and I'm going to substitute that. Negative 4 squared plus 8, negative 4 minus 20. They are getting really loud. I should close the window. Let's see. I don't know how loud it's in your video. 16 minus 32 minus 20. This gives me negative 16 minus 20, negative 36. Yes? Negative 36. Okay, so my vertex is at negative 4, negative 36. Like, I'm trying to shoot a video here. Here, look at the window's really heavy though. Okay, there we go. Jeez. Okay, so there's my vertex. Okay, so now let's find 2 more points. So let's pick negative 1. And let's choose, let me see, that's 1, 2, 3 units. So 1, 2, 3 units. What is that? Negative 7? Negative 7, negative 8, negative 9, negative 10. Okay, I don't want to mess up. Okay, so negative 1, negative 7. So these two are both 3 units apart. And so that's why they're going to have the same y value, right? Okay, so let's throw in negative 1. Now that I close my window, I can use my calculator. Okay, so let's plug in negative 1 here. So negative 1 squared plus 8, negative 1 minus 20. Let's make sure. Negative 1 squared plus 8 minus 1 minus 20. Okay, and I get, as my output, negative 27. So negative 27, negative 27. You are rock stars. You were just graphing and graphing and graphing for me. Okay, this is negative 28. This is negative 24. I mean, I guess let's put it here. And then just connect. And so, did I do that right? Wait, no. Yeah, I did, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Yeah, okay. This is a hard part. Doing this one-handed is like so hard. Yay! There is my beautiful parabola. Okay. Okay, the second one. Let's just jump to it. I'll start it and then I won't finish it, but let me at least start what happens when your a value is not 1. Okay, so it should be a equal 1. Okay, if not, divide. So a is it? A is 1. Okay, so if my a value is 2, then divide by 2. Okay, so that 0 is just so that we're setting up so that we can complete the square and find our root zeros x-intercept solutions. Okay, and then all I did was flip-flop it like I did on the other one. Okay, I want a to be 1, so just divide it. Divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2. Everything, left and right. And now reduce. And I get x squared plus 2x minus 24. And any fraction with a 0 numerator is 0. Okay, so now you're good to go. So now go ahead and take the 24 over. And at some point I'm going to stop. Plus, here's your square, right? 24 plus your square. And then go ahead, take b divided by 2. Squared, 1 squared is 1. You're going to do 1, 1. And so you're going to have nice clean numbers here. Okay? Fair enough. You give that one a try if you want. Okay. Let me close this off so I can just get you the assignment. Okay. Oh, I didn't put XOXO math. Hold on. Most important part. Just makes me happy. All right. There we go. Yay. Okay, it's complete. I'll see you soon.